Hey everybody, and welcome back to Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz, Jack and later still Lake Jackson, and we're creeping up on Thanksgiving. Or if you're seeing this later, we're creeping up on Thanksgiving next year, so it gives you a year to prepare. This is super simple. You need to bring something, you don't want to just grab a jar or whatever, you want to make it homemade. Here's how you do it. It's applesauce. It's like, how do you like them apples? Kind of applesauce kind of stuff. So this is great. Before we get into it, make sure to like, share, subscribe to all the YouTube stuff, ring the bell in that corner, so you remember when we get these on Tuesdays and Fridays, or as close as we can, and we very much appreciate that. And there's a link down to our merch down in the doobly-doo. We got aprons and fake hands and spatulas and flippers and all kind of stuff. We're a small business, we appreciate it. And let's just get into the food, just because it's applesauce and I'm hungry. All right, so not a lot of stuff to this. Biggest thing is your apples. You're going to want to get 2.5 or 3 pounds. I went with 3 pounds. It makes a lot. You want half a lemon. You're going to need half a teaspoon of cinnamon, some sugar, like the white sugar you're going to need is like a quarter cup of that. Or you can swap it out with honey or maple syrup. It's up to you. You're going to want some brown sugar. It's optional, but it's 1 teaspoon of that or a little bit more. It's up to you. It's optional. And apple cider, half a cup of apple cider, which I think is cool. And I add a teaspoon of vanilla extract into mine. You got to be careful with that because it can overpower everything. But yeah, that's it. Let's just get into it. So first things first, your apple, pull the stickers off. I've cooked a couple of these things and did that. So you can leave the skin on if you want it like a bit crunchier or whatever, but I go ahead and peel those off. Mostly because I sit around and just eat the skins while I'm making the rest of this, but it goes really well. It takes a while, okay? So that's how you're going to be peeling that. Get you a peeler or a sharp knife. Now if you get your peeler, it's got this round edge, just go and stab around your core of the apple at the top, the stem at the up the top here. Now, if you got short apples, this can stab all the way through, and that helps. If not, you're going to stab it one way and then kind of press it in into the apple. It just helps break everything loose. I'm going to show you this. Like, take it and push it in a little bit, boop, until you just hear a little crack, and then flip it over and do the exact same thing to the other side. If you just have an apple corer or like a wood drill with a big round bit, I think it's about it's less than a half-inch bit, just drill right through it. But I'm using this peeler just because it's got that round tip. Then you push the bottom, whoop, and it pops right out, and you get the whole core out, seeds and all, and it is absolutely amazing. Now, every now and then you miss a seed, but it's good. So once you get all 3 of those, that is the longest part of this thing. Like the regular cook time was like 30 minutes, but just peeling all that took me at least like 27, which is crazy. So go ahead and cut these in half. Get you a nice sharp knife and just cut them up as small as possible. You cut them smaller, it helps it cook faster. So I just diced mine, cut it one way, cut it the other. Again, sharp knife. Shout out to Andy, my buddy who gave me these knives. And then get you a decent sized pot. Now I got a pretty sized pot here, and it's barely going to hold it all. Do not turn it on yet. We're just storing everything in it right now. So get the 3 pounds of apples cut up as small as possible. And now you want to add your half cup of cider. Right? Get that in there. And then you add your 3 tablespoons of lemon, or just half a lemon. Just juice it in there. Be careful when you're cutting it like that, especially because I'm stupid. Try to pull all the seeds out because they don't grind well. And then just squeeze it right in there. Now, keep an eye out. You can do it through like a sieve or cloth, but I always think I'm losing juice that way, so I don't do it. Now just keep an eye on anywhere the seeds fell. Get you a spoon and reach in there and just pull them out. Just boop, right there, or just use your bare hand, whatever, as long as you're cleaning your hands before this. It's gonna be a little sticky after skin and everything, but just get those seeds, pull them out to the side. Now get you a spoon, decent sized spoon, and be careful if you're using like a non-stick spoon. You don't want to scrape that metal off of there because it screws with the coating, whatever. So I use these big rubber ones, give it a nice coat to try to get that the cider and lemon juice over all of the stuff in there. Again, if you got a bigger pot, it's easier because you stir vigorously. This one's right at the edge, so I do it real slow. So get you a quarter cup of white sugar. Just go ahead and put that in there. Whoop. And then a tablespoon of brown sugar, and then half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a full teaspoon of your vanilla extract. Just put that all in there. Put all the dries on top. Get it all nice cleaned out, and then give this a nice toss, right? Now, as you're tossing this, you can go ahead and turn it on. You want to put it about medium high because you want it to bring this to boil. Okay, so yeah, I think my medium is set at like 6, so I put this at about a 7 to start doing this. Keep stirring it while you're doing this. It doesn't have to be constant, but you want to do it every 30-40 seconds, so it's pretty constant, right? Just make sure everything's nice and tossed with all that stuff. It'll start breaking down. It doesn't look like there's a lot of liquid in this when you're doing it right now, but most of that apple is water, is the juice, so it'll come out. You see how it's getting all liquid down in there. Once it starts boiling and you get these bubbles at the edge, go ahead and turn it down to a low, like a simmer, and we're going to cover it and leave it for 25-30 minutes. All right, so I usually do it for 30 minutes. Now I'm using this plate. If you have a lid works fine. Like, I'm just broke, so we're using a plate. So go ahead and give it a stir about every 10 minutes or so. So this is at about our first 10-minute mark. Use my fake hand because everything was stupid hot. Got in here, burned the crap out of myself on the plate, but I didn't have my camera rolling. So give it a nice stir so everything just doesn't sit on the top. You're not putting the meat on the middle, as it were, but just make sure to give it a little stir every 5-10 minutes or so. It doesn't have to be constant. It doesn't, don't just leave it. It might scald a little bit. So yeah, every 10 minutes is fine. Just give it a nice little turn and then recover it and let it keep going. I did mine for the full 30 minutes instead of 25. I don't know much the difference that made, but all right. So after 30 minutes, there's a lot of juice in here. The whole place smells awesome. It's going to smell like cinnamon and vanilla and apples. It's very fall, very autumnal kind of thing here. So turn your heat off. You can remove it from heat. I just worked with mine on top of the thing because I just don't have a lot of room. So get you a potato masher, and if you want it just like regular, like chunky applesauce, the potato masher works fine. If you want it finer, get you a food processor or one of these blenders. The emulsion blenders work amazing. But if you want it chunky, use this, and that's all you need, this or a big fork, but it will take a while. All right, this manual applesauce making stuff. So I busted out my emulsion blender, and within like 2 minutes, it was super smooth. It looked like it came out of a baby food container. But this smells amazing. It tastes amazing. So yeah, this is good to go. Just you can serve it warm. Be sure to pull it off the burner. Even though it's off, it's still producing heat. So yeah, that's it. You can serve it warm. You can chill it and serve it later. I don't know how well it'll hold up for food prep. If you want to keep it for the rest of the week, I'd put it in like a airtight container kind of thing and hope for the best. There's no preservatives in this one, so it won't hold up as well as like regular bottled stuff. But this is fresh applesauce, and it's got that vanilla to it, man. Like, you can overdo that, but you can add a little extra brown sugar if you want. Apart, that's optional too. But this is really good. It reminds me of some stuff my grandmother used to make. She was into the chunkier stuff, which looks like this one here. But if she had an immersion blender, I think she would have changed her mind. This one's really good. You guys really need to give this one a try. And there you have it, folks. Enough applesauce for an entire Thanksgiving gathering. This is amazing. It's really good. That little bit of the vanilla and the brown sugar make it amazing. I very much like it. If you do it differently, want to see me do it differently, I'll revisit it, man. Like, I'm all for it. Let me know. Put it down in the comments. That's what they're there for. You can also find me on social media. I'm with Facebook, Pinterest, Patreon, with all those at Live Between Paychecks Kitchen. We're also on Instagram at Live Between. We had to shorten it down over there. Me, Honestly Nerdy, I'm on all those, including Twitter, for now, I guess. And over on TikTok, where I've been doing some small videos and stuff over there. This is amazing. Check it out on YouTube's Tuesdays and Fridays. And I'll see y'all next time. And if I don't, y'all have a good Thanksgiving. And if I do, still have a good Thanksgiving, I guess. Just if I miss Thanksgiving, have a good one next year. Yeah, whatever. Just take the compliment. Just greetings, like whatever. Y'all be safe.